In this video, I'm gonna talk about Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. I have already forgotten the name of this video game. People kept asking me what I was playing, and I could not pronounce that bunch of syllables from memory. At no point inside of the game does anybody make any reference to anything Eiyuden in any shape or form. I have no idea what an Eiyuden anything happens to be. I do not know if it comes from a country named Eiyudia, or if that is a city, or a world, or a continent. Not even Google was capable of telling me what it stood for. In fact, I cannot recall the name of the town that serves as my base of operations, nor the name of the country it is set into, nor the name of the empire that supposedly had an argument with the town. Oh wait, actually I do recall the name of the empire. It is called the Empire. The weird part is that all of it is referenced on occasion, but not enough to have much meaningful impact unless you are the type of person who dutifully reads every single lore book in Destiny 2. Here, the lore is not optional. It will be fed to you, spoon by spoon, and it is only after you have worn out the OK button on your controller that you are not in for a sprint, but rather a marathon. It quickly becomes apparent that there is a big world out there, and by golly, the game will introduce you to all of its details, including the footnotes, the side notes, the preface, the appendices, and the alphabetical index. It is not required to complete the gameplay, but it is there, and it will happily ramble on if you are so inclined to give it a listen. Let me boil everything down to the essentials. Your name is CJ. Your goal is to find the biggest treasure you can get your hands on. You also have a maladive compulsion to take on every single side quest that happens to come your way. It makes you the most beloved person in the entire village, and it makes your treasure hunt sport more sidetracks than an AI-generated trolley problem. Interestingly enough, despite the game being an action RPG, most of the action happens within the limits of the town, in which you can take on an incredible number of side quests, and running back and forth to deliver items and listen to dialogue will take up most of your time and introduce you to the concept of speed reading. The side quests serve as the main way to quickly level up and obtain the money you need to get your equipment to the next improvement tier and proceed the story along. For what that is worth, the pacing for these is pretty spot on, and I did not feel like I struggled against any enemy in particular. If you do all the quests as they are presented, and you slice and dice everything in your path, the portions of actual tedious grinding become very few and far in between, and they might not even show up until very late in the game for those moments when all you need is one specific piece of something to improve your stuff to the next level. Controls involve 3 attack buttons. More precisely, everybody has one attack, but you can hot swap between your party members at will and chain your attacks between them. Simply pushing the attack button of someone else instantly summons them to the fight and benches the other. The game makes it clear in many places that swapping is a requirement, and you have everything to gain by making abundant use of it. The game can be fulfilled to 100% completion in something like 30 hours. I actually mean the real deadass 100 perfect completion, achievements and all. Much to my own surprise, there are no super difficult challenges to take on, which is a rarity coming from Eastern gaming studios. Aside from checking out a fact to remember where I could find this or that item, getting all the achievements felt like something well in the realm of the possible for the Joe and Jane averages of the world. The only real problem is that I spent a long while absorbing all the things, and it left only little time to get to the actual doing of things. On one hand, it helps to prevent fighting fatigue. On the other hand, some parts could have easily been cut outright without any detriment to the core story. The great lengths of dialogue can be their own reward for whoever likes reading for its own sake, but that is an activity that I prefer to do on the bowl, not when I am holding a controller. And thus, I am bombarded with people, and places, and scenery changes, and sidetracks, and tangents, and loop-de-loops, and all manners of assuredly foundational content to stand up into a magnum opus. And then comes time to set the wheels of an epic tale in motion, and then it comes to an end. In short, this game is too many cooks.